If you have HBO Max and you enjoy a good laugh, I recommend watching The Righteous Gemstones. It's one of the best new comedies around. This is gonna be a very quick video because honestly I'm on a time crunch and I meant to get to this like 3 weeks back when the second season ended. The show was created by Danny McBride. He's got some very dark humor. If that turns you off, walk away, you will hate this. There's violence, there's a lot of swearing, vulgar commentary. I know the pearl clutchers out there aren't gonna stand for that. And it also focuses on a wealthy family that runs a mega church. The Gemstones being the family. The show stars Danny McBride, John Goodman, Adam Devine, I always mix them up for some reason, Cassidy Freeman, and Eddie Patterson. The show's focus is really on the three siblings, Kelvin, Judy, and Jesse. They're all complete idiots, total backwards people, but they know how to turn a dime. They know how to make some money. John Goodman comes and goes throughout the seasons too. He gets a much bigger focus actually in the second season, and he's just always so good. I don't think Goodman ever misses. The show takes place in South Carolina, which is pretty cool because I just visited there for the first time a couple months back because we're looking to move. And we actually are. We're gonna be moving to South Carolina at the end of April. It's a huge deal for us because we live in Minnesota currently. So this is like a big thing. And the only reason is for the weather. I cannot stand the cold any longer. I want out. It's been long enough. It's not getting any warmer here. What's extra cool is they actually film in South Carolina on location. One of the mega churches they use, I actually stopped by. It's an old Sears. You can see the giant Gemstones logo on the outside, but underneath is the faint remains of the Sears logo. Let me just go ahead and fictitiously pour one out for Sears. I find this show immensely funny for a ton of reasons. The commentary, the hypocrisy of it all is just on point. Now, if you are a very religious person, maybe you like this. If you have a decent sense of humor, you can look past some of the jabs. Honestly, for the most part, this show doesn't really knock the religion at all. It really is pretty much just revolving around the family and their corruption. They're not saying all mega churches are evil. They're not saying that religious folks are brainwashed and shouldn't be believing in this stuff. It's actually pretty gentle in that regard. Although I will say the corruption within the church community is very much magnified in season 2. Each episode is quick and snappy. The show's only like 35 minutes long. Unfortunately, there's also only like 8 or 10 episodes a season. I can't remember how many exactly. It might be 9. It might be right in the middle. I want more from the show, and that's a great thing. You should never leave a season feeling sick because you ate too much. I don't need 20 episodes of this, but I do think a few more each season would be nice, like 12 to 14 would be a great sweet spot. As it stands though, the show keeps me yearning for what the Gemstones are going to do next week. And it's a shame season 2 is already completed. Because some of the new characters introduced and the cameos are fantastic. We get some hilarious cameos in this show. Especially in one of the final episodes. I'm not gonna spoil anything because I want people to watch this for themselves, but I couldn't imagine in a million years you would guess who would show up in this show. I went through this very quick, but as I stated, I'm on a deadline. It's got great music. It has a wonderful cast of terrible people. If you want a show where you need a good person to latch onto, not really this. Not really this. They're all pretty awful. I will say John Goodman as Dr. Eli Gemstone is probably the best of the bunch, and he's still not a good person, but I like that there's layers to these people. So there you have it, my glowing endorsement for The Righteous Gemstones. It won't be for everyone, for sure. It's vulgar, it's crass, those might mean the same thing. It's got some violence, it's got some actually pretty aggressive scenes where people's bones break and stuff. It doesn't look happy. It doesn't look cookie cutter. This isn't The Office, okay? This isn't The Office. But once in a while, there is a little heart in there. There is a little nugget of heart. It's not just straight up, these people are awful and it's just jokey and doesn't take itself serious. No, there's some depth to the show, which I also appreciate. So there you go. Let me know in the comments if you've seen The Righteous Gemstones. I'd love to hear your take on it. If you made it through all of it and you want more like myself, or if you just watched 1 or 2 and it didn't do it for you. Give me a shout out in the comments. Like the video if you had a good time. And hopefully, 1 or 2 of you lives in South Carolina and we can see a movie together. I'm gonna be in the Somerville location. That's a real place. You can't make this up. Go ahead and pray on that subscription button for me, will you, pal? And then reach to the sky, to the heavenly notification button above to turn that on so these show up right in your feed. And hopefully I'll see you next time. Oh, you made it to the end bumper. Well, in that case, let us pray that you find your way to my Patreon page at patreon.com/AdamDoesMovies, or you can become a member right here on YouTube via that join button and be part of the Adam Does Movies congregation. We meet once a month for an exclusive video. There's badges, there's extra perks, it's a good time. You can also find me on Twitch if you're into that scene at twitch.tv/Adam Olinger. I play games decently badly over there, but there's commentary, we talk movies and shows, and it's a very fun time, so I'd love to have you.